especially the beginning, I loved. Oh, went over, back and forth. Look at this.
That's what he did going into the ring.
This guy is an athlete.
It's Carlos Newton over JOHIL de Oliveira.
Okay, Dan Henderson, undefeated in mixed martial arts.
Let's do.
Okay, Wanderlei Silva. Oh, this guy is very intense. He's very focused here. Look at those eyes, boss.
Man.
And here's the stare down. Oh. It doesn't look like Henderson's buying into it. He's kind of smiling, thinking, okay. Wanderlei's thinking, boss, this is going to be a war. Look at this. I've been waiting for this fight for a while. Dan Henderson, undefeated, one of the best in the sport. Wanderlei, also one of the best. Both men wanting to make their mark in their division, moving up into the top 2 or 3. Here we go. Silva versus Henderson. Wanderlei moving around, really agile, very agile.
Being low, keeping low thing for the takedown defense.
Oh! Beautiful right hand by Wanderlei Silva, dropping Dan Henderson down on his back. Dan trying to go for guard, getting an open guard there. Got the right leg cross-legged across Wanderlei's stomach.
Wanderlei grab the foot, pass the guard, completely. Oh, he cannot anymore.
Looks like Dan's working for a sweep. He's got a half butterfly guard there. Wanderlei going to keep close, work his time, grind away with punches. It was a nice combination by Wanderlei Silva to put Dan Henderson down. Dan tried to keep his distance, but Wanderlei shot right in and threw that right hand, and down Dan went.
And again, he shouldn't have gone down, you know. Stand up, wait, because it was not a real knockdown. And then go back on the feet again, because he's going to rule on his feet.
Yeah, I think Wanderlei should have stood back up, because this is more where Dan Henderson wants to keep the fight.
Yeah, but if he keeps it like this, referee's going to stop. I mean, he put the hooks on. There's nothing going to happen. Referee's going to put this fight up within 2 minutes if he's going to continue like this.
Well, Henderson said that Wanderlei is tough on his feet. Well, obviously, we saw that earlier. But he did say that his Wanderlei Silva's ground game was questionable, that he had never submitted anyone.
Yeah, because he's never going for it. He just tries to knock out people, but I can tell you, this guy knows the ground game too. If you give him a chance, he's going to grab it.
Well, if they do stand back up, Dan did say that if they get into a clinch, he's not worried about the knees, but I hope those aren't famous last words.
I hope so too for him.
Because Wanderlei does have some really wicked knees standing up. So Dan's going up high, might be going for an armbar.
Looks like, yeah.
Wanderlei grinding up, and Wanderlei backing up. Good hard kick there by Wanderlei. Another shot. Wanderlei's wound up. He said he gained 4 kilos for this fight. Came in at about 207.
He always looks very strong. He hits the calves, and it's going to hurt too. It's like a low kick on the lower leg on the calf. Listen, if you block that muscle, it's going to be difficult to go for a takedown for Dan, which is his specialty.
You know, Dan is in a bad position here because Wanderlei is landing that kick hard on the thigh and the calf, and if he takes too many more of those kicks, when he does stand up, it'll take away his shoot.
That's it, man. And you know, also because he's laying on his back, his muscles are not tense. They're loose. They're relaxed. You see, his calves are moving, so it hurts way more than he would than it would when he would have stand on his feet.
You know, Vanderlei looks pretty happy with his position.
It looks like he's laughing.
Is he smiling? Yeah, he's pretty much enjoying himself. Had pretty much a go of it so far against Dan Henderson, who's on his back, but don't rule Dan out. Dan has been in the ring and beaten such fighters as Gilbert Ivel,
oh yes,
Renato Babalu, Carlos Newton, and Alan Goes, so he's used to being in with top competition.
Oh yes, and he's got a good stamina. He's well-rounded. His boxing actually is also not bad. You know, he studied on boxing, so his striking is getting better, and his ground game too. You know, you saw he's going right to the guard. He's submissions, but this way, Vanderlei is going to try to keep it like that. And at the moment that Anderson wants to stand up, he's going to kick him in the head or something like that.
Yeah, and I think Dan knows this.
He's not standing back and say, hey, let's get up. No, 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 no. Hoping he's going to do it by himself.
Okay, now this is in a way to Henderson's advantage, but then it's not going to be to his advantage because Vanderlei is dangerous right here, and Henderson knows that. Henderson's got to maybe get a shot and get it. Oh, nice right-hand attempt by Henderson, getting into a body lock. Now, let's see if he can neutralize the knee attack of Silva. Body lock position favors Henderson. Vanderlei winging away, catching.
Is he bleeding from his ear? No.
Vanderlei's bleeding.
Yeah, yeah.
Was that from a punch? Oh, right hand by Henderson. Good right hand. Vanderlei is hurt. Henderson chopping away. A good right hand. Henderson on top. Henderson turning the action around. Blasting away. Dan Henderson on top.
He is doing a great job. Just when I said that he had trained for his skills, for his boxing skills, he rocks him with a hand.
Now, I think Dan should calm down, take his move, try and pass the guard, get into the side mount.
Yeah, there's no submission from this side, so I wouldn't go for submission.
Good right hands by Henderson standing. Putting Vanderlei down.
Okay, but this is okay because they're going to check him and then they're going to restart in the same position again.
Yeah, they'll check him.
I hope for Vanderlei that the cut is not that big because it looks like it's big. That was a great punch.
It was not from a headbutt, it was from a punch, and his eye is swollen. You know,
it looks.
You mentioned that Dan Henderson could box a little bit. That right hand was a Rocky Marciano right hand.
10 seconds after I mentioned he's doing it. It's amazing.
You know, he turned this one right around because Vanderlei was in control up until then. But you know, Dan, he's got such heart. You gotta love this guy.
Oh, yeah, and he was smiling.
Here it is right here, and they're trading punches. Vanderlei caught him with a good shot, but Dan can take a shot. And Dan winging the right hand, and here it is again. Dan Henderson going and throwing the Hail Mary punch. And Vanderlei, and there's a right hand there, and Dan just loading up with that right hand, doubling up, tripling up, and down they go. Henderson on top, pounding away.
Very well rounded. You see also, Couture, you know, he knows boxing, wrestling. These guys are smart, you know, to become wrestlers, learn how to box, learn how to do submissions.
Okay.
This is it, man. This is the deal. This is the way to train.
Oh, yeah. Here we are, back on the bottom. Vanderlei with the guard. Dan Henderson. Dan said that if he can get Vanderlei down and in the side mount, that he feels that he can submit him.
Oh, God. I was in their gym last week in the Raw gym. I don't know if you ever been there. Unbelievable. Beautiful.
Come on, baby. You gotta sit up so you can hit him. You got him where you want him. Sit up.
Yeah, Dan Henderson back up. You know, but this favors Vanderlei, and Vanderlei's been cut before. Vanderlei's been stung before, even against Guy MEZGER in Vanderlei's last fight. He did sustain a cut, but then he took Guy MEZGER out. But Henderson is just coming right in, and there's that knee from the inside. Henderson chopping away. Vanderlei flurrying up and nothing landing.
Now he's going for the knees.
Now Henderson
not allowed. The knees are not allowed.
Yeah, Henderson was on all four, and
knees were not allowed.
yeah, that's That's unfortunate. That is a rule. If you're on all fours, you cannot knee the opponent in the head. And Dan seems to be pretty hurt from that.
Oh, God.
Well, was able to recover. Here they go. And there's a knee attempt by Wanderlei, partially sliding off Dan Henderson. They're trading bombs here. Right hand lands by Wanderlei. Wanderlei slugging away, shooting for the takedown. Henderson goes down. Henderson getting ready to block. Henderson on all fours, and Wanderlei kneeing him, not once.
No, but he didn't hit. It didn't look like a hit, actually. I would like to see it again.
Looks like he's pretty clear-eyed, and looks like we're going to have a resumption of the match.
Thank God, thank God, thank God.
Been a great fight so far. Wanderlei's ready to roll. They shake hands, and let's hope it is a nice, clean match from here on out. You know that Dan's going to want to take this to the ground. Although he was good slugging with Wanderlei.
Oh, yeah, he did a good job.
But he doesn't want to catch a knee to the chin when they slug. Wanderlei's ready to go. Wanderlei coming in. Right hand by Wanderlei Silva. Dan shooting in. Good defense there by Wanderlei Silva to the takedown. Wanderlei sprawling back.
Don't do it again. He didn't do it again.
And Dan trying to pull guard. Dan inside. Oops. Dan's got the guard now. But Wanderlei pounding down right through the guard. Wanderlei trying to kick him in the head, missing. Okay, Dan Henderson down on his back.
And there it is again. He's ready for it. And he's enjoying it. This is the fighter is enjoying it.
What a kick.
He falls into the guard. Now, why would he do a thing like that?
This is definitely to Henderson's advantage. Henderson should try and reverse, but Wanderlei's keeping his base up high. Might be tough. Don't know that Henderson has got a lot of submissions from his back.
Henderson could do, maybe not a nice thing to do, but he could start pushing the eye and open it up with his gloves. And that's why you don't want to go to the ground, because if he's going to realize that he can do that, it's going to be bad for Wanderlei, because the cut is big.
But Wanderlei on top, Wanderlei in control. Dan staying close, loose guard. Wanderlei pounding away from the guard, landing that right hand once again. But there's one thing about Dan Henderson, he can take a punch.
Oh, yeah. We've seen it before. He can give it to.
That's right. He gave a couple to Wanderlei. I mean, look at Wanderlei's eye.
And he got Wanderlei rocked. At a certain point, Wanderlei was hurt.
Wanderlei getting up high again, getting punching room. Dan doesn't want this. He wants him close. Little hammer fist down by Wanderlei. Wanderlei chopping away with the left hand now.
He's going for the armbar. See, Wanderlei is good, man. He's got a
good defense for the armbar.
Yeah, submissions, everything. And now he's smiling again.
Well, this has been an interesting round, but Wanderlei has reestablished control, and that kick was a cracking kick. A stomp kick there by Wanderlei. I don't know if it landed cleanly, but Wanderlei back on top. Wanderlei in control.
He is doing a great job.
He's really starting to take the fight. And look what, he's got the mount position.
Oh.
Boss has got the mount.
Now I want to see what's going to happen.
You know, Dan,
he should go body shots also. Body, 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 body.
Dan is really going to make a move here, because if he starts to get grounded and pounded. Oh, right hand by Wanderlei Silva. Wanderlei holding Dan by the neck, pounding down.
He has to work because he's got like 30 seconds left.
Really got to get busy here. Boss, would he want to turn his back and try and buck and hook? Because
No. He should go to the guard. It's real easy right now for Dan to go to the guard.
Wanderlei trying to stop him, stomping straight down. And they're warning Wanderlei for grabbing the ropes. Wanderlei just having his complete way here with Dan Henderson in a striking mode.
He is laughing. I've never seen. He's really enjoying it. It's like, you know, and he got paid for it. What a business.
Another stomp there by Wanderlei Silva.
Oh my God.
Dan Henderson really having a tough time in round one from strikes. You know, he had a few moments, but then Wanderlei just turned up the steam, and he really was starting to hurt Dan Henderson.
Oh, Dan is hurt. He's falling back into his corner, while Wanderlei looks fresh, smiling, real confident. God, man, what a guy, huh?
You know, he really, I mean, here's the exchange here. Wanderlei with a chopping right hook really staggered Dan Henderson, and Dan shooting for that takedown again and getting almost this takedown. But Wanderlei, look at that defense, boss.
Perfect defense. He got the underhooks, everything, pushes his hips out. I mean, I wish that I had a defense like that for a takedown.
I mean, you know, I got to say that the training for Wanderlei, he says that he primarily trains in jiu-jitsu and Muay Thai, but recently he started practicing wrestling, his right hand, and the wrestling training has paid off. Look at that. Look at that jump move, and he spins around, and then he underhooks, and Dan knows to make a move because he doesn't want to get kneed on the top of the head again.
Beautiful. You see Dan is trying to go for that armbar for 1 second.
And here he's chopping away with that roundhouse, and there's the stomp kick. Oh, right on the side of the head. That landed. That landed on the temple. It grazed off. It wasn't a direct hit, but it's still, that's going to rock Dan.
Second out. Here we go. Let's go, buddy. Let's go, man.
So he's been in with tough guys, the top fighters in the division. Here we go, round two. What can happen, boss?
Oh, God. Everything can happen, because in the beginning I thought Wanderlei was dominating, then suddenly Dan came back, and then Wanderlei again. So we don't know what's going to happen.
Dan has got to get Wanderlei down and get on top. That's clear and simple what his game plan is. Wanderlei is really winning from standing and winning from the top position on the ground. Dan's got to get on top and get on the ground.
He's ready. Oh.
Right hand by Henderson. Oh. Wanderlei comes charging in. That right hand landed.
He ate a few punches there again.
Wanderlei chopping with the up knee to the side. And Dan with the double overhooks. Probably going to try a spin takedown here. Wanderlei holding onto the ropes.
Using his head as control. Beautiful.
Wanderlei getting some position. Uppercut by Henderson. Oh, nice knee by Dan Henderson. And Henderson chopping with the uppercuts. Slugging it out. Dan Henderson giving as good as he gets. Shooting for the takedown. Wanderlei sprawl. Beautiful.
And he's smiling again. Look at this Wanderlei.
Dan pulling into guard position. Wanderlei initiating guard, but and like you say, boss, I mean, to me, I would have backed up, made him stand up.
Or start kicking his legs again like he did before, because it's going to hurt. This right in the guard, you cannot do a lot of damage. You know, it's difficult to knock somebody out. You see a few people doing it, but it's difficult.
Well, yeah, it's possible. Wanderlei does have the firepower, but I don't know if he's going to be able to knock Dan Henderson out.
Yep.
Somebody else maybe, because we've seen people like Gary Goodridge knock people out from the guard, and we've also seen people like Igor Bovchancha do enough damage to stop people from the guard. So it is possible for a striker of the caliber of Wanderlei to do it, but then again, Dan Henderson got that chin. He's never been really stopped. He's undefeated.
Plus, he's got the good defense. He's working good on the ground. You see, he worked.
Use your right. Use your right.
Yeah, it's strange. Wanderlei never should have done this.
He might be trying a different game plan, because maybe he's got something up his sleeve that we don't know.
Yes.
He's chopping away.
He's not wearing a shirt. That is a joke. You got nothing on the sleeve. Anyway.
Oh, got it, boss. That was good. What's that about?
There he stands again.
Yeah, Wanderlei back up.
Kicking away a la Sakuraba style.
Kick at him, Dan.
Oh, no, of course they did it in Brazil too, eh? I mean, but this is a typical Sakuraba position, eh? Where Wanderlei is in right now.
Yes, it is. Sakuraba's been in this position many times. Sakuraba does have the patented jump from this position. And there's the axe kick, and Dan counters with an up kick and neutralizes the axe kick. Good move by Henderson defensively, but it doesn't really hurt Wanderlei. Wanderlei continuing to pile up points, and they're going to have a restart.
Look, he's sticking his tongue out like he wants to go again.
Okay, Wanderlei coming at him.
I can't believe him.
Oh, right hand by Wanderlei hurt Dan Henderson. Dan driving for a single. Got the leg, but Wanderlei stepping back. Wanderlei almost kicking him in the head there.
I tell you, it's going to be very difficult for Dan to take him down because these takedown tries every time, you know, they take a lot of power. And the more you do it, the less you're going to do it in the future. Okay, up again now. I don't believe that he can take him down.
No.
He's tired.
The only thing he can hope for is a body lock and to slip him from side to side and trip him down or something. He can't take him with a straight-on single or double leg. Wanderlei trying for the kick. Dan falling back into guard. Dan seems to be running out of options here to deal with Wanderlei's aggression.
Determination. He wants to win this fight, whatever happens. And you can tell it by the way he's fighting.
Yeah, you know, Henderson's got as much heart as anybody in the business.
Oh, yes.
But right now it's going to take a little bit more than that to deal with all the punches, kicks, knees, the sprawls of Wanderlei. I think Wanderlei has really improved his defense because if anybody could take him down, Dan Henderson could.
Yep.
So if Dan Henderson can't take him down, who in the division is going to take him down? Maybe Sakuraba, maybe.
Yeah, I should have stayed up. This is way better for Wanderlei to just stand up and get out of that situation because now Dan can rest. You know, you don't want him to let him rest. You want to get busy.
It doesn't look like Wanderlei is getting any more tired for the wear, you know.
Kick him in the kidney. There you go. Keep those shots up. Those hurt. Keep kicking him in the kidney. That's the one.
Yep, they're laying there. If they stay like this, one more minute, the referee probably will put it up because...
Yeah, unless Dan does something. If Wanderlei doesn't initiate a lot of ground and pound attack, the referee will restart them standing. Okay, we're halfway through the round, folks, and it's been all Wanderlei Silva. Dan just doesn't seem to have a lot of options to deal with Wanderlei. Wanderlei is pretty much staying on top, staying in control. Dan has yet to get Wanderlei down and get on top of him.
That's the only thing, the only way that he can win the fight. Or with like a shot, plunging in suddenly like he did in the beginning, and then continue doing it. But right now, it doesn't look that good.
Well, at least he's not sustaining a lot of significant damage, so he's resting here, maybe thinking of what his options could be. If they restart, he's got a better chance of getting on top of him than he does here because it doesn't look like he's got a chance to sweep Wanderlei or roll Wanderlei.
No, you're absolutely right. And you don't know, man. You know, they come up with a surprise suddenly, pop, boom, you never know.
But there's no indication that a surprise is coming.
No, I know, but I will never rule it out. Here we
go. Restart. Yeah, it's about time because there wasn't a lot of significant damage. Dan seems to be, you know, it looks like they're getting a yellow card for. Okay, they're both getting a yellow card.
This is not good.
For no action.
For no action, like we saw in the fight before.
Yeah. They're both resting. Okay, Wanderlei with a kick.
Kick to the liver.
Dan trying to drop that right hand. Oh, Dan walking into a punch. And Dan back down in the half guard.
This is better for Wanderlei. He should push himself away now and then start throwing bombs. He has to do something because he had also... No, they cannot let him lose. I mean, it was only one yellow card. He's ahead, but there's no way they can let him lose this fight.
Yeah, Wanderlei is grinding away, not doing a lot of significant damage.
He has to get out, he has to get up, otherwise they're going to get another yellow card. This is not going to do a lot of damage. Yeah. Put your forearm on his jaw, cross-face it, push yourself out, and then go for real strikes.
Okay, 3 minutes left. Do you think it's possible that he can get into mount again?
Oh yeah, that's real possible. Why shouldn't he try?
If Wanderlei mounts Dan Henderson, it could be real close to the end.
Yeah.
Because Dan may, you know, I can't say Dan will be running out of gas because Dan is probably one of the most well-conditioned athletes in the sport. Now, Wanderlei's trying to slide that left leg out. Dan's holding on to it for dear life. Wanderlei's got the mount of position.
Oh.
Not good for Dan Henderson.
No,
not good.
Now, push himself out.
If he can sit up,
he's going to
land a couple shots, the referee may want to think about stopping the fight. Although Dan is good rolling his head, he can only roll his head so many times to avoid punches if Wanderlei really gets busy. Wanderlei scooting back, maybe he's going to, they're getting close to the ropes. Wanderlei wants to get upright so he can land more significant shots. Sure, he can control the match from here. He's taking his time, little chopping shots.
He should sit up. He should sit up like he did at the end of the first round and go for it.
Dan's holding him close. He's holding him tight.
Yeah, but there's no way if you cross-face him that he can hold that grip if you push him away.
He's content to grind away.
Because this way, God knows the referee's going to stop it. You don't know.
Yeah, Wanderlei has got a huge chance for maybe even a finish with a ground and pound if he can cross-face. And the referee is going to probably restart the fighters in the same position pointing toward the center of the ring because they're getting a little too close to the ropes. They don't want them to slide out of the ring. And Dan's got to get busy here. What can Dan do here, boss?
He can't do anything. What he's doing is the smartest thing for him. Holding him, because otherwise he's going to get punched. He can't turn him, he can't twist him, he can't do anything.
Yeah, because if he lets go of the hands, he tries to push the knee back to past the mount, then he's going to be susceptible to punches.
This is what Wanderlei should have done before what he's doing now.
Cross-face
out. Yeah.
Maybe he's just biding his time. 1 minute left in the fight.
1 minute. Why wouldn't he push himself out and go?
You know, Dan Henderson needs a near miracle to win this fight.
Oh, yes.
And he's got to submit him or knock him out, and it doesn't look like it's going to happen now with like 30 seconds left. It's been all Silva here, folks. If there was any debate on what this contest was going to be, it's been solved with his first 2 rounds. Silva in complete and total control. 30 seconds left. Wanderlei grinding away. Now he got the knee on the chest. Is he going to go for an armbar now?
No, he's going to go for the knee right, I think, and go for some real strikes. But yeah, we have to understand also, Wanderlei knows he won the fight. So why take any risk of escaping? It's only 30 seconds left. No, let's finish like this. I won the fight. Collect the money. Be happy.
Okay, there it is. Now that was a serious pounding that Dan Henderson took. Wanderlei really has, you know, nobody ever questions Wanderlei's tenacity, Wanderlei's aggression, Wanderlei's potential to do damage with strikes, but he really cemented that because Dan Henderson is very highly regarded in the middleweight division.
Oh,
this victory just elevates Wanderlei even higher in the rankings.
He did a real good job. Constantly.
Oh, right hand by Wanderlei, left hand by Wanderlei. Dan trying everything he can to, you know, hang in there with the punching with Wanderlei, but Wanderlei just all over him, just dealing out such damage. And here we are with the decision. Okay, no surprise to us. Wanderlei Silva by unanimous decision over Dan Henderson. To Dan's credit, he did go the distance and he was hurt bad a couple times.
Oh yes. No. A lot of respect for him too. He's a great fighter.
strongest of the strong. Every fighter says he is the best. But now comes the time to finally declare the champion of the champions. The Pride. The Pride 1 took place on October 11, 1997. With the concept, a ring where all kinds of martial arts athletes compete. Jiu-jitsu, kickboxing, judo, wrestling, and karate. Fighters from all over the world advance to the battlefield. Fans scream with cheers and applause. The Pride 1, the first martial arts games ever held at the Tokyo Dome, attracted 47,000 fans and outstanding Japanese mass media attention. The Pride 1 recorded a large sales for a martial arts event on pay-per-view TV on newly formed satellite broadcasting in Japan. Since then, the Pride has been popularized as an exciting event among martial arts fans in Japan, consisting of 8 great events, each game a big success. The Pride has had an unprecedented power to attract fans, an end-of-the-century phenomenon still gaining momentum. In the Pride's history, great games were fought between great fighters. Among others, Rickson Gracie's so-called Gracie Jiu-Jitsu martial arts was a hot topic. In a match that sets the Tokyo Dome ablaze, Rickson defeated overwhelmingly popular Japanese pro wrestler Nobuhiko Takada, famous for his masteries of blows and submission moves. In the end, fans went wild over Gracie Jiu-Jitsu. A year later, for the Pride 4, Rickson agreed to a revenge match with Takada. But despite a sweating blood, he lost again. Rickson overcame the pro wrestling star Takada twice in a row and depressed the Royal Takada fans.
Come on, Johnny's on the floor.
Rickson's cousin Henzo and Rickson's brother Hoyler joined the Pride. In Pride 8, Henzo fought Japanese fighter Alexander OTSUKA, a new hero of Japanese pro wrestling world. Marco Fuss, whom Rickson is rumored to refuse to fight with, was battered by OTSUKA. Henzo, on the other hand, won a smashing victory against his opponent. Hoyler Gracie is ranked in the first in the lightweight jiu-jitsu division. In the Pride 2, he overwhelmed Japanese fighter Sano hands down in spite of 30-kilogram weight disadvantage. In the Pride 8, Hoyler found himself in a position he had never been in before. His opponent was Kazushi Sakuraba, the strongest middleweight grappler. Hoyler fought tooth and nail despite Sakuraba's 15-kilogram advantage. Sakuraba grappled Hoyler, pinning him in a perfect arm lock, but Hoyler never gave up. But the referee finally interfered, judging that Sakuraba would break Hoyler's arm if the bout continued. Gracie protested loudly at this decision, but Hoiler's revenge match will be held as promised. We can't wait. Gracie is not the only fighter who joins the Pride. What about the heavyweight wrestlers, America's Pride? Their outstanding power and techniques attract legions of dedicated fans. Mark Carr, the most powerful species on the planet Earth. He won the championship at the UFC 1997. His armor is his heavy muscles, but yet he is an all-round fighter, moving with the swiftness of the lightweight wrestler. Mark the Hammer Coleman, former UFC heavyweight champion, is as popular as Mark Carr. He won the championship at both the 10th and the 11th UFC, displaying a superior fighting style in fighting judo. In the Pride 8, he outsmarted his opponent with his agility and power over a high tower, Ricardo Domolaies. The reason why the Pride received enthusiastic support not only from the martial arts community, but from other sport fans, is because the game itself belongs to a new genre. The Pride emphasizes sportsmanship, represents athletes in various kinds of martial arts. To conduct fair fights, tactics and techniques attract the fans. The Pride differs from other violence-oriented games, sometimes seen on hybrid martial arts fights. These new and improved rules sends the Pride into a new era of martial arts and ensures its status and popularity. Also, in the opening act for the Pride 4 Games, out of the top 3 world's famous illusionists, Princess Tenko, as you can see, appeared for more entertainment to attract new fans. Inviting big-name fighters, the Pride meets the fans' hope of new matches. Here, these fighters and new heroes have gained glory and fortune. Kazushi Sakuraba, spotlighted since winning UFCJ in 1997. Fans love his outgoing and honest character. His fine techniques and tough spirit comes from a wrestling background. Since joining Pride, he has won steady stream of victories. His original ground fighting style has no limits. He has gained vast popularity with martial arts fans and others, culminating in his defeat of Hoiler Gracie. Igor Bobchanchin, the Ukrainian hard puncher, as known as lethal weapon of the North. In Pride 7, even though the game ended in a no contest, he nearly won the game against Mark Carr. In Pride 8, he beat Francisco Bueno, a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, by a blow. This victory upset the conventional wisdom of martial arts world. His popularity continues to skyrocket. The Pride Series, a new martial arts genre of the new millennium. The knockout one-match style that attracts your eyes. The Pride Grand Prix, a tournament style, a competition to decide the strongest fighter. Pride is an outstanding martial arts entertainment. Pride of a fighter, pride of a man. The spectacular drama has just begun.
Gilbert, you're one of the fastest rising stars in the fight world. After your fight with Fujita, if you win, who would you like to fight? Anybody, pick anybody.
Mike Tyson? No hold bars rules. I take him to the ground, do a leg lock.
Oh, you'll submit Mike Tyson.
I think so. I don't go out and try to trade punches with him. That's not smart. But yeah, I think when I fight Mike Tyson, it's going to be a lot of money. So that's pretty smart, yeah.
In the red corner, from Japan, Kazuyuki Fujita!
Okay, here he comes, boss. Kazuyuki Fujita. Now, this guy epitomizes the spirit of Japanese pro wrestling. Really, really doing well in real mixed martial art fights. He's an Inoki disciple, and the crowd here is just crazy about this guy.
Oh, you gotta love this guy. Fought two of the best fighters in the world. Beat them. Nice guy, humble guy, got a lot of heart. Unbelievable, man. Like we see before, but I told you before, we have the pro wrestlers, and they're coming into the Pride and they're kicking ass, man. They're doing great.
Yeah, well said. You know, Fujita is undefeated in mixed martial arts. He beat Hans Nyman, he beat Ken Shamrock, he beat Mark Kerr, and he's in for a tough one tonight with Gilbert Eiffel. It's probably no secret what his game plan is going to be. He's going to want to take Eiffel down and then keep him down on the ground.
Yep, that's the whole game plan. And Gilbert worked on the takedown defense. That's what they told me. And he's got an unbelievable stamina. He's got a real good stamina. So if it goes the distance, if it's going to go further into the fight, I see a good chance for Gilbert Eiffel to slip in a knee or a kick. But before that, Fujita has a good takedown. We'll try to take him down, probably succeed. Pin him to the ground,
You know,
and hold him there.
Fujita told me that walking to the ring is like walking to his own execution.
God damn, then I wouldn't fight. If I had that feeling, there's no way I'm going to fight.
You know, Gilbert Eiffel evidently made some threatening remarks in one of the local Japanese magazines, and Fujita said, and I quote, I don't take it serious. If it was pro wrestling, I would have to respond.
Ah, that is a classy answer.
Yeah.
They're good with their answers here, huh?
Well, they really are.
And we had some real good, how you say it, sayings today. I leave the good guy outside the ring, and here we go.
Here we go. This is the bull. This is the man. Got his Antonio Inoki jacket on. Okay.
What an entrance! What an answer!
The match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
赤コーナー187センチ 111.3 キロ Fujita Kazuyuki!
Okay, Kazuyuki Fujita. This is the man. This is the wrestler.
青コーナー183センチ 105.4 キロ
Gilbert Eiffel. This guy's got the flying knees, he's got the punches, but he's got the kicks.
Oh, explosive power. Talking about explosive power. But Fujita got the head. Yeah. And he's got the determination.
You got explosive takedowns from Fujita, explosive strikes from Gilbert Eiffel. What will prevail? Well, we're going to find out, boss.
We're going to find out real soon now.
You know, the game plans are probably simple. Fujita doesn't want to stand up with Eiffel. We saw what Gilbert Eiffel did with Gary Goodridge with one kick. He knocked him completely out. But, you know, Gilbert really wants to either use movement or a strike to stop the aggression and the shoot of Fujita. He's got to time it perfectly, though, because Fujita's going to be dangerous early on. If he gasses later, it'll be a different story. And there's Inoki. Here we go! Eiffel versus Fujita. Gilbert getting down low, going for a guillotine choke. Gilbert trying to scoot back up.
They're very smart from Fujita, taking down. Gilbert trying to get up again. He should put his right hand, try to put it in, but right now he needs it to post. But you don't want to go to the ground with...
Looks like you're going to go through the ropes any second. And Fujita's got the double leg, working for side control. Gilbert working to get back up.
Yeah, and Gilbert's got a good stamina. This is probably good also because Fujita's taking a lot. It's going to cost him a lot of energy. So the guy with the best stamina can do real damage here. This is going to be interesting, man.
Yeah, Fujita is driving in hard, trying to get either side control or the mount. He works best from the side mount with knees and strikes. He's probably going to want to control the match. Fujita's not known for a submission guy, although he has submitted Hans Nyman from a neck crank. But other than that, he's pretty much a ground and pounder.
Yes, sir. That's what he is. And you never know, man. Come on, they train all these guys together, and
Gilbert working his way back up. He's really trying to neutralize this shoot of Fujita. Fujita hanging on to that leg, and he's keeping control. A lot of energy being expended by both men here. And Fujita now almost in side control. Gilbert keeping upright.
Yeah, this is exactly the game plan that we predicted.
Yeah, Fujita wanting to stay down, keep Gilbert down, because once he gets up, he's very dangerous. But on the ground, Vitor Belfort did expose this weakness of Gilbert, that once you take him down, he's not used to fighting on his back.
Yep. And if you give him a little room, there's going to be action.
Fujita looks like he's almost on the verge of getting, now he's got side control. Gilbert trying to grapevine the leg.
Gilbert can explode to the
now Fujita's going to get
now.
Fujita's going to get the mount here. Almost got the mount in position. Wants to put that right knee over Gilbert's body.
Gilbert should explode now to the right. Try to turn him over.
Yeah, but the ropes might prevent that.
Go the other way. Ooh, they went to go for a side choke there, but Gilbert felt what was coming and pulled his arm out. Yep, it's just waiting now and see what's going to happen. Officially, I think the referee is going to put it up. He's going to go for a side choke again. Yeah, Gilbert should try. Oh no. Yeah, try to twist him to the right.
Okay, they're going to reset the fighters, same position, closer to the center of the ring so they don't roll into the ropes or roll out of the ring for the safety of the fighters. This is Fujita's perfect game plan. This is exactly what he wanted. And Gilbert trying to work from the bottom. Gilbert is a veteran of rings. He's a veteran of cage fights in Holland. And this is his third fight in Pride.
Fujita's doing a good job here. Here we go again with Mike creating some distance.
Yeah, actually, this is Gilbert's fourth fight. He's been in with Vitor Belfort, who he lost to. Gary Goodrich, who he knocked out in 20-some-odd seconds for the high kick. And then he had a no contest with Wanderlei Silva. And he's really staying relaxed here on the bottom. Fujita's not putting a lot of pressure with strikes yet. Fujita is not really that devastating with strikes on the ground. He hasn't stopped anybody. Fujita does, he's working to try and get the mount. Gilbert keeping that leg grapevine.
It looks like he's going for something, but he cannot do. Oh, he wants to go for too much.
Oh no, Gilbert doesn't want this. He doesn't want to have a guy as strong as Fujita to go for a Kimura from the side. If he grabs his own arm, boss, it's going to be a tough position.
It's going to be very difficult to get out. Here we go.
It's in a tough position. Gilbert's got a. What's he going to do here, boss?
Yeah, officially, you know you can defend it with your left leg, but then he lets him all the way out, so he needs to keep a hold of Fujita's right leg. But normally you can peel the hand, Fujita's hand off with your left leg now.
He's got it, boss. He's got it. No, Gilbert's leaning up.
And maybe that's going to be an escape here.
Oh, he got away. Oh.
He better keeps his legs locked. That was a good attempt for an armbar there, right there. Kimura, look, the figure four, the reverse figure four. They got many names for it.
Yeah. One in every county.
Yeah.
Fujita on top, in control. Ivo only defending right now. I doubt they're going to have a restart because Fujita is busy. He's trying things, trying to make moves.
Now what's going to happen? They stay in the same position for a little while already, so I guess, yeah, now he's improving again. He's going to go for an armbar again.
Yeah, he's going to go for the Kimura again, probably. Either that or
the other one, yeah.
He's going to probably, yeah.
Key lock, hammer lock.
Well, the key lock would be, I mean, Gilbert's wrist was up by his head. The hammer lock would be where his wrist was down by his hip.
Okay.
And hammer lock and Kimura. So, here he goes again. He's getting ready to do something. He probably, in order to institute a key lock, now he's going to go for the key lock. Gilbert's got to keep that arm tight. If he grabs that wrist with his, he's going for the Kimura again.
He should explode now. He should bridge, explode, try to get out of this because once Fujita is going to secure his wrist.
Fujita's using a lot of energy here to go for this submission, though. He used a lot of energy for the takedown, which took quite a while. And he's had Gilbert down on his back. If he locks his own wrist, Gilbert's defending well, but Gilbert's using energy, too, to keep that arm out of danger.
And why is Fujita not punching?
I think he's pretty much going straight for submission here.
Yeah, but you can soften it up, you know, like set things up. Gilbert's got some strong arms. He's young, strong. See, he just pushes it back.
He's going to need those strong arms because Fujita's got some really strong arms.
Oh, yeah.
And look at the size of those arms. Fujita is 30 years old. Gilbert, 6 years his junior at 24. I doubt that the age difference is going to make that much difference in endurance or athleticism. And he gave up on the arm attempt for now.
He's trying again to go for the side choke.
He hasn't landed a single strike yet. I would imagine he's going to throw a right hand, and there it is. There's the right hand.
He needs to do it, man. He needs to gather some points too, you know. He's only attempting for submissions. He's not going to do it. He needs to stay busy.
Well, at this point, he's in control of the fight.
Oh, yes.
So if the round were to end right now, it would have to go to Fujita the first round, for sure.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Gilbert has done nothing but defend, and Fujita's tried to lock his arm. But to Gilbert's credit, he has defended. Now there he's going for that Kimura again. Gilbert's landing little tip-tap shots from the bottom, but not a lot of power on him. 1 minute left. Pretty much been a wrestling contest so far. Fujita in control, on top in the half mount or half guard. Gilbert on the bottom, picking his shots, hoping for a mistake by Fujita, but Fujita's base is so good that he's not going to be able to roll Fujita or...
He's got him in the side choke now.
Yeah,
Gilbert is attempting a side choke. Slips out. Fujita slips out. 30 seconds left.
It's going to be real interesting seeing the second round again, because Gilbert knows that he's got to do some damage quickly.
Oh, yeah. Otherwise, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, right now he's down 1 round, and if the next round goes like this, Fujita is definitely going to get the decision. Gilbert's got to do something, get busy. He can't let Fujita get him down again. A little chopping right hand there, nothing on it by Fujita.
And that's it.
in round one. That's one in the bag for Fujita, for sure. Showed the power of wrestling and control in holding Gilbert down. Gilbert not able to do much on his back. Gilbert's still relatively new at defending on his back against a wrestler the level of Fujita. Fujita has won the national wrestling title twice at 90 kilograms here in Japan, and that's supposed to be a real tough division. Here we are, the replay. Fujita going for the hammerlock or the kimura, and Gilbert sliding, and Fujita really trying to lock his left hand over his right forearm and succeeding here, but Gilbert still defending, using a lot of energy with that one arm of his against two of Fujita's.
He's going to grab it now, and then he's gonna, here we got it. Then he's gonna bend it, and Gilbert's gonna slip out.
Yeah, you know, it's been a real arm wrestling contest, shall we say, on the bottom. You know, Gilbert's one arm against Fujita's two arms. I think that Gilbert really has to get busy, and he's got to do some damage right away. He basically has to do the same thing Ken Shamrock did when Ken fought Fujita, is sprawl and then strike.
That's it. But yeah, you know, in Holland, you don't have wrestlers. It's not like America, you know. There are no wrestlers, there simply are none.
Gilbert looks pretty fresh.
Yeah.
Fujita getting last-minute instructions from his friends. Don Fry in his corner, former mixed martial arts champion himself, now doing pro wrestling here in Japan. Gilbert Ivel, ready to go, knows what he's got to do. He's got to land the big shot, turn this thing around. Fujita seems to be in control. One round, there's Antonio Inoki. Round two, Gilbert Ivel moving around. Got to use some movement here. Doesn't want to get taken down again. Fujita shooting again. Gilbert banging away. There's the sprawl by Gilbert Ivel. Will it be enough? And he's on his back again.
No. Yep. And we're going to see the same thing, which is a very smart.
Okay, Gilbert sprawling back. Fujita got the hand in. Beautiful single leg pickup and body slam by Kazuyuki Fujita. Gilbert trying to tripod back up. He's really got to get back up to his feet.
He has to, otherwise he's going to lose the fight.
Because he doesn't quite have the tools to reverse the top position from Fujita. Once Fujita gets him in the side control, it's going to be really difficult for Gilbert. Right now, it's same position as it was in the first round. Fujita in the half mount. Gilbert still has control of his right leg. If Fujita mounts Gilbert,
that's going to be trouble.
I think so, because Fujita's got a weight advantage over Gilbert of about 25 pounds, maybe 30 pounds.
Plus, it's his ground game. You know, I mean, that's his game. You see how he maintains control. He's real good at it. Can you imagine what happens if he takes him out? You know, it's no, that would be bad. I would try turning to the right now.
Looks like they're gonna drag the fighters around closer to the center of the ring here. Referee Yuji Shimada doing his job.
I hope if it continues like this, that we have at least one stand-up.
Well, that would surely favor Gilbert, but I'm sure that Fujita definitely does not want that.
No, of course, but if it's going to be just laying, I think we need one. But Fujita is working. He's going for submissions.
He's grinding down with that forearm on Gilbert's throat. Not going to submit him with that, but it will wear him down a little bit. Fujita just got over the German measles 1 month ago.
He went to Germany. It's just a joke, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't think that it's for real.
Yes, boss.
Yeah, it's like the trick up your sleeve. Huh?
Yes, boss.
And he's going again, tagging the arm.
Fujita says that what he fears most is his opponent's intuition.
move. What do you think about that?
That's kind of a cosmic statement.
Yeah.
I think what Gilbert Ivel fears is being mounted by a wrestler the level of Fujita.
Yeah, I think pretty much every fighter doesn't like it to be mounted by a wicked wrestler.
No, not a guy like this guy. Fujita has earned sort of a claim to fame as being able to take a shot. Mark Kerr nailed him with a couple of knees in the Pride Fighting Championship Grand Prix 2000 in May that would have knocked most people out of the ring. And he just took those, took Mark Kerr down, controlled him, ground him up a little bit, and won the fight. Ken Shamrock hit him with everything except for maybe even the kitchen sink, maybe even the kitchen sink, and didn't knock him out. And then he basically ran out of gas, and Fujita won that fight. And Gilbert right now doesn't really have a chance to land any big shots, but even if he did, I mean, Fujita's got such a great chin. But if Gilbert were to stand back up, if he landed the high kick like he landed with Gary Goodridge,
that would be the only way. He needs to stand up, and he needs a good, a nice little piece of room where he can slip in a knee or a kick, and otherwise he's going to lose the fight.
Okay, 6 minutes left. Fujita in control.
I think they should stand it up now. I mean, there is nothing happening.
You know, I agree. The only thing that is happening is Fujita's trying to slide his right knee out so he can get mounted position. And Gilbert's just hanging on. They gave some of the other fighters a yellow card as a warning for inactivity, and I'm wondering why they don't do it here. But Fujita's still in control, on top. There's ground and pound. That's when a wrestler primarily is on top and he throws punches downward. But there's also, boss, can I coin a phrase tonight? Can we call it lay and pray that they don't stand up?
That's it, man. I mean, they need to stand up.
Okay. Fujita trying for side control. Gilbert almost getting the full guard. We're halfway through the second round. Fujita's been in control. Fujita hasn't even tried for a submission this round yet. He hasn't gone for a Kimura or a key lock.
That's what I say. They have to stand up, give the audience what they want.
There it is, boss.
There's the stand up.
Right on cue, Boss Rutan.
My God, I can be a referee.
The Nostradamus of predictions predicted a stand up, and now they got one. It looks like they're both getting a little pep talk there by the referee. Gilbert needs the jump knee by Ivel. He hurt Fujita. Another jump knee by Ivel. Blinding away. That's what he needed to do. He's got to get off the bottom. He's got to get off the bottom. But Fujita took the shot.
My God, again, it's incredible. He can't take a shot. It's unbelievable.
You know, Gilbert took his shot in that guy's head. They say that the doctors have commented that he's got one of the thickest skulls that they have ever physically seen, and that's no joke.
I heard it yesterday.
They said his bones are unnaturally thick for a human being.
Yeah, for his whole body. Actually, all the bones in his whole body are unbelievably thick. That's a statement. It's from a real doctor.
That is an actual factual statement. And that jump knee would have knocked most guys completely out. That landed.
2 times. He did it 2 times.
You know, I mean, what is Gilbert thinking now? He's thinking, wait a minute, I just dropped my out punch, my out shot on this guy, and nothing happened. He just took me down.
He doesn't flinch. He doesn't do anything. The first shot flinched him a little bit because then he couldn't take him down, and then the second one, he was already recovered.
Yeah.
He recovered like in 2 seconds, like Wolverine from the X-Men.
Maybe what he did was he might have stunned him with the first one and then brought him back with the second one. Who knows?
He woke him up.
They woke him back up. Right. I've seen it happen. Gilbert's got the he's got the guard position here, and Fujita doesn't really have a lot of options here other than ground and pound.
Yeah, the armbar, there is no armbar there. There's no.
Not from the guard. It would be difficult.
No. So. But this was a good attempt. You see, this is what people like. There was some action, bam, bam, bam. Beautiful.
Yeah, well, you know, we'll see if...
Want to see more. Oh, 3 minutes.
Okay, we got 3 minutes left.
Let's hope we're going to get one more stand-up.
Yeah, I really don't think that this is going to go to the overtime round because Fujita has pretty much controlled it. Gilbert landed the 2 knees, but that's it.
Yep.
Fujita's been in control the whole time. He's out-wrestled Gilbert Ivel, basically.
Totally.
Gilbert is not hurt at all. Fujita tried for the arm lock a couple times in the first round, hasn't tried for a submission this round. Gilbert is pretty much unscathed on the bottom.
Yeah, but what can you say? You know, there's nothing you can do. It's hoping that the referee's going to put you up, and there's no damage can be done from this position for both of them. So.
Okay, we've seen this happen before with Ivel, where he gets taken down. He got taken down by Vitor Belfort, and Vitor threw a lot of punches and, you know, lumped him up a little bit. How can Gilbert Ivel improve his game to neutralize this and fight better from the bottom?
He needs to go and train with wrestlers, which are very hard to find in Holland. In Holland, you don't have wrestling, like I said, in America, there is none. But you get maybe 30 wrestlers in all Holland, you know. It's been.
But shouldn't Gilbert be training with jiu-jitsu guys to learn submissions from the bottom?
Yes, he learns submissions, but yeah, look at the arm size and the short arms of Fujita. It's difficult to do. He actually, in some fights, he made an arm bar and he made a leg lock, you know. It's just what they needed. But Fujita is good in defending everything. He's a strong guy, small, compact. It's difficult. Yeah, I think.
If Fujita beats Gilbert Ivel, where does that put him in the scheme of things?
It puts him real high because he beat 3 real good opponents.
Yeah.
It's 1 minute and he's going to win. He's going to win.
1 minute. I got to say, unless Gilbert pulls a rabbit out of a hat and gets a miracle knockout or submission, this is definitely going to Fujita.
Yep.
Gilbert's just holding on. It's a little late for a restart. They're probably not going to restart him. Fujita is done enough in a wrestling mode to win this fight. Can we call it a fight?
Yeah, we have to call it a fight because it takes place in the ring. We're doing the commentary, and yeah, we have to call it a fight. Yeah, it's too bad, but it's a very smart play from Fujita. Hey, who blames him, man? He's got another victory. Come on, it's if I would have the chance, I would have probably done the same thing.
Yeah, as one of the greatest NFL football coaches in the United States said, just win, baby. And that seems to be what he did. Both men look virtually the same almost as when they walked in the ring. Fujita got a couple scratches on his head, maybe from the knees, but I'd like to see a replay on those knees.
Let's hope, yeah. That was the only action we saw.
Yeah, because the rest of it was just Fujita pretty much on top in side mount or Gilbert's guard. And there's Fujita in the corner. Looks like he's still got a lot of steam left if it did go to an overtime round. Being administered. Okay, here we go. Gilbert trying to stand back up, and Fujita lifting him over his head and slamming him to the ground. And Gilbert still trying to get back up.
Yep.
And here's another replay. Picks him up, big single leg over the shoulder.
That was beautiful. Yeah. That was a beautiful takedown.
That's a power of wrestling. I mean, this guy is so strong. Look who he's fought. Shamrock, Kerr. Those guys are both really strong, and this guy was stronger than them and beat them with his own game plan. Here we go to this decision. Okay, as we had predicted, Kazuyuki Fujita notching a relatively easy win over Gilbert Ivel with a wrestling match.
Yep, wrestling, take him down, hold him to the ground, exactly like we predicted. And too bad, you know, I would have liked to see more action, but like everyone else. But hey, what can we do?
were telling me earlier that you beat up the whole football team in your high school in Staten Island. Is that true?
It's a long story. Bottom line was I was a big kid. I was 215 pounder wrestling in high school, state champion, first kid actually to win the New York Athletic League 3 times in a row. So I had, of course, a lot of jealousy and envy once again in the same area. And people were like, oh, you don't play football, you're wrestling a singlet, you're a fag, you're wrestling tights. They always use those expressions. So you know what, when it came down to it, I had to lay the smack down on a bunch of guys, and you know, one by one, the football team went down, and that's the bottom line.
The match consists of 2 10-minute rounds.
青コーナー182センチ102キロジョン・マーシュ
John the Bull Marsh. You know, boss, as you said earlier, it looks like he does live up to that nickname of the Bull.
Yes. I said he looks like a pit bull and the bull. I didn't know that. So.
Rico Rodriguez, the battle of the 2 former training partners. This should be very interesting. Both men from the USA.
Rico is gaining a lot of popularity here in Japan. Fans really like him. He plays, he's a good actor, like he plays with the audience. He's a class act.
He really is. Been working a lot on his stand-up with Muay Thai training coach Bob Carmel there in Arizona. And here we go. Rodriguez versus Marsh. They come out and touch gloves. I think that maybe Rico wants to take this one to the mat. What do you think, boss?
I think so too, but John Marsh will know, so I think he has to wait, work himself in with some shots, punches, kicks maybe. Boom.
There's a left inside kick by Rico looking to set up the, oh, nice high kick, but doesn't connect and he falls down in the process. Marsh staying relaxed, maybe waiting. Right low kick there by Rico.
Yeah, he has to watch out for that. If you give a low kick, please lead it in with like a left punch and then a low kick. Otherwise, John Marsh will simply counter it like he already did with the right straight. And that is very dangerous. I think for Rico, he should wait. Yeah, or do this. And go for a takedown.
Looks like Marsh has got some pretty good takedown defense with a single underhook on that left side. Good balance.
What Rico should do is stay on the feet first, let John come in. At the moment he comes in, then go for the takedown. Because in order to hit somebody, you have to close the distance, and that's exactly.
A couple knees there by John Marsh on the inside.
Return by Rico also.
And they are body locked up in the corner. Rico going to pull back, try to go for the single, but Marsh not going for it. Marsh does have some pretty incredible trapezius muscles, the muscles between the shoulders and the neck. Don't know if that's going to help the speed on his punches, but it might help him from being choked out.
Oh yes, for sure. And I think probably that's the reason why he's got the nickname the Bull. Yeah. Whoa. Beautiful takedown.
Nice spin and hook there by Rico Rodriguez, now down in a butterfly guard of John Marsh, who's down on the bottom.
Which he can do real easy because he knows Rico's not going to stand up.
Yeah, we just saw Nobuhiko Takada there on the monitor. He's a famous pro wrestler here in Japan, probably the most famous pro wrestler since Antonio Inoki. And Rico is now training at his gym, and that gym has produced, among other people, Kazushi Sakuraba, who a lot of people feel is the best fighter in the sport. It's really, really a good place to train, Rico has stated, and he's really proud to be a member of that gym. Rico stacking up, John pushing back, a couple up kick attempts.
He's got a good butterfly guard. You see, when somebody would do this with me, I would stand up, but he doesn't want to do the striking game, trade punches with John. So John's very comfortable, and he's doing a great job. If you can do this right, it's very difficult to pass.
Well, training with Hoist Gracie and training with Bo Hirschberger also, who's been with Hickson Gracie, I'm sure he's got the guard deep in his mind. Rico trying to pass the guard. Rico catching an up kick.
There we go, side control. Now it's going to be more difficult. If you can maintain this position.
Going for the mount, boss.
I wouldn't do that. I would start working my way up from here, you know. Again, cross face, go for knees to the head, punches to the head, and then when he doesn't expect it, try to go for the mount.
Rico knee away at the head, the body there.
And he should do it harder.
He should drop it way in the air and then boom, right to the ribs.
That's it.
Bring that heel high in the air, knee off the ground, and track it down. A la Don Fry in the old days.
Yes, look at this.
He's going for that headlock choke. Now, this is a move that Mark Coleman was a master at.
Oh, yes. But I never could understand because it's an easy move to escape. The only thing that if you're on the bottom and they pull the neck, you have to twist your hip out. And it's not getting a nice knee to the head.
Looks like Marsh is getting back up. Another nice knee to the head by Rico Rodriguez.
They didn't have really attacked this one, I think.
Marsh has either got to grab that leg or get out of that position. Now he's back up. Marsh has got to show Rico some boxing here. Rico started to catch the advantage. Do you think that Marsh might be a little too muscly to move faster?
I don't know. Listen, you see some boxers, and they're real thing. Like, look at Tyson, man. And he's incredible, powerful. It depends how you develop those muscles, of course.
Nice low kicks there by Marsh. Marsh has got his mouth open. I wonder if he's starting to get tired. I would hate to say in the first round against Rodriguez, you want to start getting out of gas.
He is starting out of gas because he didn't react on the left, double left jab and the right straight. He didn't give a reaction to it. So that's normally the sign that you're getting tired. Reflexes are going to go. Rico is doing good.
Okay, halfway through the round, back in the body lock up against the ropes. Don't be surprised if Rico grabs one of those legs and spins back around into a takedown again.
Yeah, exactly the same thing. That's probably what he's going to do.
The good thing about Marsh is he's not trying to get a cheap one and grab the ropes and then get a warning and trying to stay up. He's just fighting within the rules of pride because grabbing the ropes is illegal here. Rico pulling back. Rico, having trained with Mark Kerr, one of the best takedown artists in the sport, has got a whole plethora of moves to bring his opponent down to the canvas.
I would knee away to the legs, to the thighs of Joe Marsh. And if I would be Joe Marsh, I would do the same thing to Rico. Boom, boom, on the knee, on the thighs. Throw these knees out. They're going to count. Trust me, if you really hit it with your knee, the top of your knee, your kneecap, is going to hurt. And he's in the perfect position, Rico, now to do it with his right leg, you see.
You know, in a way, I'm kind of impressed at Rico's composure in this fight because Marsh is a strong opponent and he respects him a lot. And he's not going out there and, okay, they're going to restart the fighters. There's a little bit of activity, but the referee thought not. So they come back to a standing position. Marsh backing up a little bit.
Rico should just go for the punches, or John should do the same thing. There you go, see? Very nice.
Nice right hand by Rico Rodriguez there.
And a good left one, too.
Marsh answering with a right low kick. Marsh coming in for his own takedown attempt. Right hand to the body by Marsh.
Watch your head now.
Rico could throw that left knee, but Marsh is getting ready to block it.
Yeah, so that's why you're going to spoil energy for nothing. And God knows he's going to grab the knee and take you down. So I would hammer around away what Rico right now is doing with the right hand to the body, but do it with power, full power. If you hit him at the right time, when he's breathing in, that's the moment you want to hit somebody to the body.
Yeah, back in the corner. Whoops, a little knee action there to the thigh by Marsh. Got a little close to the groin area. We don't want to see an accidental mishap. We've seen that in other prides. The knee is a very powerful weapon if you throw it right and drive the hips in. If you catch a person with a floating rib, you can end the fight.
Yes, I think I ended in my pancreas career, like 7 fights with knees.
Yeah, if you know how to throw them right and really drive the hip up in and push, you can really nail the fight.
Yeah, you need to create distance again. Everything is about distance. If you're too close, it's not going to happen.
Okay, and the referee here is creating his own distance for Marsh and Rodriguez.
A front kick would be real good for Rico right now to do.
And the referee is telling both fighters, "Come on, let's get busy," because you know, it's been a bit of a hugging contest. Both men waiting for the other to make a mistake. What can Marsh do to take control of RICCO?
He should attack. He shouldn't wait. He should attack, go in with strikes. That's what he should do. But he's not crazy, because then he has to close the distance. And like I said before, then RICCO